All right, we're back. Mountain West Media Days. Mike Palm, the Vice President of Operations, Circa, the D, Golden Gate, the whole crew that you and Derek Stevens and company, the palace you've built here. It's unbelievable. First of all, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
We always love catching up with you. I met Derek randomly, drunkenly about 3 years ago. One thing led to another, and now the Circa's a sponsor of ours, and we come down here with the Mountain West basketball tournament and this event and some things throughout the year. We're coming back for the contest weekend. And just love Circa, love the hospitality you guys have. From the janitor cleaning the floor all the way up to Derek, the hospitality is first class here. So I tell all of our folks in Boise they need to come down here and stay here. And it's not lip service. It is. I've every experience had a great experience when we come down here. So you guys do it first class here.
Well, we appreciate the relationships that we've formed, and you guys are great and bring a lot of energy when you come down, whether it's for football or basketball. Derek just happened to be out of town this week.
I was stuck talking to you instead. I guess.
He sent a message this morning about how fantastic it all looks, and he said, "But we got to find some more BJs, right?"
We love. I've done 11 Mountain West Media Days, and this is by far, I've said it a couple times already, by far the best setup. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. And in the 11 years here, it almost looks like it was built like for this exact event. The size is perfect with the rooms. The food was tremendous. The popcorn, my goodness, best popcorn I think I've ever had. But just in general, all of the setup here that you guys did I hope we can find out a way to give them a little small discount or something and sign a deal to renew it, because this is it's been awesome here. You guys put it together, a really nice event.
Well, the main, where they're live on the Mountain West Network it's all in our pre-function area, right? Which is, we've adorned the ballroom spaces and the meeting room spaces, but never really focused on the pre-function. I mean, this is our pre-functions ever looked. So you guys did a great job with that.
Right. I mean, and all the signage on the posts and everything. Yeah, I mean, it's tremendous. And like I said, we've had like an official agreement for I think 2 years now. We just re-upped with you guys for a 10-month deal with Brooke and Aaron, and we're really excited about it. But when I found out, 4 or 5 months ago that it was being discussed that it might be here, and then when I got the final word from the Mountain West and Javen that it was a done deal, it's happening here, I was like, I knew it was going to be first class. I knew everybody was going to like it. I tell all the guys, Johnny and Prater from Boise Radio, and all the guys, and all people in Boise, you got to come see Stadium Swim. You got to come down here. And every time somebody comes, they've never left. It lives up. It's rare it can live up to the hype, and it does. And now that you have ESPN Honolulu here and Fresno and all San Diego and all these stations, and 7 media members from Boise here. I mean, once everybody sees it, I think they do realize like how amazing this place actually is. I
got to experience Radio Row for the Super Bowl down in Phoenix this year, and actually this setup, to your point about the size of it, the way it's adorned in that, it feels real comfortable, and is actually a better experience so far for me than when we went to that big convention hall down there in Phoenix.
Well, no, it's really cool. Yeah. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Circa's awesome. We love you. We appreciate you guys. We'll be, as I mentioned, coming back for the contest weekend. Really excited about the contest. I entered both contests last year. Was able to tell our viewers and listeners how they can come down and sign up, and then you can use the proxy, and that's what we did. We'll be doing both contests again. And I'm looking forward to that. We're going to maybe try to get a couple, Bronco Nation new subscribers. Maybe we'll all pool together a couple hundred each and add a couple extra entries. We're going to see what we can do. If you're interested, let me know. We'll make it happen. But hoping I can get some of them to come down in August and have a little weekend down here. But so they've been, we've been playing Derek's commercial, and you're in there. We've been talking about it. But just the evolution of the contest, how much bigger they continue to get, and what you guys are doing with these football contests. $8 million for the Survivor winner take all, $6 million guaranteed for the pick 5 games against the spread. Just talk about the contest.
Well, I think they were a big part of the growth of Circa Sports, right? From a place in 2019, the Circa wasn't even built. We started this little sports book at the Golden Gate, and had about 1% of Nevada right to last year being 12% of the market. And the growth of the contest, I mean, we did it the first year. We did a $1.5 million guarantee. I know Derek always talks about trying to have sexy numbers on the guarantees, and I always say, well, what was sexy about 1.5 the first year? But we had no idea, and we got there. And then we added the Survivor the second year, and I mean, the Survivor has really taken off. And as you mentioned, an $8 million guarantee for Survivor, which is, advance, pick one winner each week. You can't use the team twice. And a $6 million guarantee for the Circa Millions. which is the traditional 5 games against the point spread, but a lot of payouts quarterly, 1 through 5 booby prizes, all that kind of stuff. So 2 very distinct contests, but heck of a lot of fun. I know for me, Survivor is when you get knocked out, you can't wait for next year to start because you know you're going to win it next year.
I always say we last year you had a crazy first couple of weeks with teams going out. And I was alive in week 4, and you had already knocked out, I think, 80% of the people or something. So I'm thinking, I'm feeling pretty good. We're in week 4, and he started with like 6,300, I think, and it was already down, I want to say, like below 2,000, or right around 2,000 after 3 weeks. And I'm looking for a game to pick, and I thought I was taking, you know what? I said, at this point, there's already been such crazy stuff. All these people are gone. Just take the safe win, worry about next week. And lo and behold, the Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm done in week 4. And I remember, like, I hadn't been that mad in a long time. Like, I was really excited. Like, thinking about a $6 million prize, which I would have had to share with somebody, but that's all right. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. And then the other one, you would think, like, I mean, I know like a gambler would tell you this is not whatever, but like, there's 15 NFL games a Sunday. All you get pick 5, any 5 you want. It shouldn't be that hard to pick 5. And then the next thing you know, you're 1-4.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, after I get to the 3rd one, then I start searching, but you only need to get hot for 4 or 5 weeks, right? To win a quarter. Prizes, you win a quarter, get almost 200,000 for winning a quarter. So, you think of it that way. And pacing good. We're over 2,000 entries between the two. So we got to get to 14,000, but the bulk of it comes in the last 3 weeks. And of course, you mentioned we have the sign-up weekends and the big one the last week of August. We're going to be up in Reno doing a sign-up weekend up there with our partner in Sparks, Legends Bay. That's the 4th and 5th Friday, Saturday of August. So hopefully draw from, maybe even from some Idaho folks, but Northern Nevada and the Bay Area. I think that's an untapped market for us. And now you have San Jose State and Fresno State with media days here. So hopefully we're getting our name out there in some of those markets as well.
When I booked my flight to come back for the contest weekend in August, it was like $79 or something on Southwest. So, I mean, folks, come down for a weekend. We can help get you a discount on the room through our partnership. Come on down. Stadium Swim's going to be awesome. You guys are doing some events. I know there's a open bar happy hour. There's going to be a thing at Stadium Swim. The contest weekend's a fun time.
Yeah, we do sort of a meet and greet happy hour at Bar Canada on Thursday, a Stadium Swim day on Friday, and then I hold my annual panel on Saturday afternoon here in the ballroom behind us.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. You have some guests. Have you announced the guests yet?
I haven't yet. Okay. I haven't yet. There's some pretty big names, but we're waiting for confirmations. And then normally here, just at the first part of August, we'll announce who the 4 panelists are.
Okay. Well, what is it about? I guess my first question is, when did you first meet Derek Stevens? What's your relationship with Derek?
So I came as part of a real estate acquisition. I was working at Fitzgerald's when he bought the Fitzgerald's in 2011 and converted it to the D. So I was running the poker room and Keno operations there, table games, and he had some plans, what he wanted to do. And, he wanted to build the longest bar in the state of Nevada, but he wanted to rip out the best slot section. And we're like, well, wait a minute, that's our best slot section. And he's like, do you know anything about sports? You know anything about? And I happen to. And
you've done that twice, right? Because was the bar long bar, right?
Yep. Long bar at the D.
But now mega bars.
It's bigger,
that, right?
Yeah. It's longer. So he one-upped himself. I've known him a little over 10 years, and it's been a great relationship. At the time I was working at the Venetian and the Fitzgerald's both full-time. I had 2 full-time jobs, and he said, that's ridiculous. You got to pick one or the other. And one was sort of a safe to be at the Venetian, and the other one with a little higher ceiling with this entrepreneur from Michigan that's putting his toe in the water in the casino industry. But I can't complain about the choice.
Oh, no, I think he did okay. And I know he's got, some security and things now, but I mean, to have an owner of a casino and a guy of his stature to still hang out a couple nights a week at the bar and just be a person that folks can talk to. And our relationship started through a DM on Twitter. It just seemed like just the quality of a person that he is, and that he still wants to be one of, I won't say one of us, I guess, us common folks. It's just pretty rare these days.
I call him the everyman billionaire, right? Because he does appeal to the masses. But, he grew the manufacturing company in Michigan under his guidance when he became the CEO there at age 24. And he loves to gamble. So a lot of what he's done here is through the perspective of a gambler. Obviously, the sports book, that's been a dream of his, to run his own sports book and table games player. And he takes it from a customer standpoint. he's still down there, shaking hands, probably on average 3 nights a week. I tell him, when he leaves these voicemails for all the rooms, I said, people feel like you're just calling them because they feel like they know you because you're out there. He's been the face of it. I mean, he's the guy after pandemic that bought the 2,000 free plane tickets to bring people back to Vegas after we were shut down for 11 weeks. And he's just done a lot for the community, for downtown, and frankly, for all of Southern Nevada.
Yeah, no, it's been great to get to know him. And we're really excited about it. What was your favorite part of Circa? We got the pool, we got the sports book. There's so many great things. I've spent way too much money at Barry's on several occasions, but what's your favorite part about this whole place?
Well, I love the book. I mean, the sports book itself is just every time someone's their first time on property because they have their phones out and they're taking a video walking along that sports book.
Square footage, the largest sports book in the world.
Well,
that's what you
so
call it?
Westgate will argue square footage. We will argue cubic because we go up 3 stories, right? So cubic square feet.
There you go.
Is more than just their layout. It is 3 levels of viewing, and I think we do a really good job with our product with Circa Sports, offering a good bet, and then the viewing experience is unbelievable, and people want to be there. It's like being in a stadium, and the sense of community when you're there. I would ask everybody to come check it out if they have that opportunity.
Oh yeah, no, it is awesome. I love every part of it. What is next? What is the bigger goals with Circa Sport or with Circa Sports? We know you're now into a couple different states. I believe we're actually going to do an event with you guys in Colorado before the Boise State Colorado State game. Get some people to sign up for the app and stuff in October. But what is next? I guess with Circa Sports and just trying to continue to spread this brand.
Yeah. So next is Illinois, which we have our partnership there with Full House at American Place. They have their temporary facility up. We're hoping to launch late August, early September to catch the start of the NFL season there. So just some licensing issues in Illinois, and then we're in negotiations in a couple other Midwestern states as well. So the expansion of the sports book is really the next great frontier. Go east, young man.
Well, Idaho is not going to be the next state that gets legalized sports gambling, but when it happens, we're ready to help you guys make that. We have a small town called Jackpot, Nevada, about 2 hours away, and that's where some folks from Boise will drive right across the border and do that. You mentioned Reno is only about a 5-hour drive. Folks go there on the weekends as well, and very excited. And again, I think when I was putting my sales pitch together for Derek and Brooke for this most recent contract, I went and looked, and I think it was 8 nonstops a day from Boise to Vegas, 4 different airlines. I mean, there's 1,000+ people a day coming down from Boise, Idaho down here, and you throw in the Mountain West and all that kind of stuff with UNLV and Boise State. I mean, there's a pretty good pipeline here, I think. We hired a host from Coeur d'Alene. Okay. And we've gotten some great customers to come down from there as well. So, the brand is out there, and it's exciting. And we continue, like this Mountain West footprint's incredible. And landing this is just such a big deal for us. It's even bigger than Barbie. Don't tell anybody I said it. Yeah, my wife I'm here for this. My wife's up there asking for a picture with Barbie and stuff. So we were last night that was fun. We actually had Tyler Mays up at our golf tournament last month in Boise. He represented Circa, and we talked about the contest, and he ended up being on the team that came in second place.
He's a scratch guy, man. He's as close to a pro golfer as you can get. He's incredible, and another one of our great hosts here.
Yeah, I put him with 3 Boise State coaches, and wanted to make sure he had a good time. And the event's over, and we're waiting to leave, and it's kind of on the outskirts of Boise. It's probably a good 35 minutes to get back to his hotel, and Ubers are not cheap from way out there. He kind of in the suburbs, and I was trying to find him a ride home. And Leon Rice, the Boise State basketball coach, like the head coach, is standing there and he goes, "I'll give you a ride back." So it was him and Larry Eustace, the old Iowa State and Colorado State coach who now lives in Boise. So Tyler
really?
Yeah. So Larry Eustace and Leon Rice and Tyler Mays in a car going back to his hotel. It was quite the story to tell.
I'm from Iowa, so I will argue Larry Eustace is the second best coach in Iowa State. I will. I mean, listen, they had Mateen Cleaves beat in that Elite 8 game in Detroit. They really did, and they couldn't get a whistle in the last 8 minutes. But he's had, some issues. But Larry Eustace, a hell of a basketball coach.
Anything on Boise State in terms of the over/under? Any odds? Conference championship? Anything you want to touch on for Boise State that you like or don't like, or just the numbers?
Well, I think they deserve to be the favorite. I mean, they ran the table in the regular season last year. You have Talon Greenback. He's dual option. They run the ball very well. I know they got to replace some guys in the secondary, but they deserve to be the favorite. We got them plus 190. You can find better prices in the market, and I encourage people to shop. Don't just take one book. You should have 3 or 4 books that you're looking at. You can find plus $2, plus 210. Win total 8 over, minus 130. I think you'll know a lot after week 1 when they have to go play Pinnock in Seattle there.
They got UCF at home in week 2. I mean, it's not an easy schedule. Yeah.
But to the argument to win the conference, this will toughen them up for the conference schedule, right? So I like being aggressive in the preseason, if you want to call that the non-conference season, and finding out about your team and getting better.
They're at Memphis as well in September. They got San Diego. First 5 games, they could easily be 1-4, but we'll see. But it seems like Boise State, you mentioned the favorite at 190. Who's behind them?
Air Force and Fresno are second choices here at 4-1. If Air Force, they got to replace the quarterback and the tailback. Their defense was very good last year. That's a lot to replace out of the triple option, although you can argue, those are replaceable parts. And the Air Force schedule is unbelible. I mean, they will be favored in every game, I think, until they get to Boise, right? And to close the season. I would look at San Diego State if you're looking for a longer shot at 7-1. I just think Jalen Maiden made such a difference with that team. They were 2 different teams last year, but it should be an interesting race. Of course, for us, can ULV continue to move forward here into the competitive ranks? Wyoming seems to win 6, 7, or 8 games every year. You could probably pencil that in if you bet an exact win total with Craig Bohl, who's a hell of a coach. So should be a bounce-back season for the Mountain West football, I hope.
We really appreciate it. Appreciate your partnership, relationship. Again, we'll be back next month. It's my 4th month in a row making it down here. We'll be back in August for the contest. I'm trying to convince the wife on the bye week for Boise State to come back in October. We'll certainly be here. We're going to do a couple events with the Mountain West basketball tournament with Boise State fans as well. So excited about that. And thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Love what you guys have here. And please make sure you guys can retain this deal because we love it here.
We're working on it. Thanks, BJ.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. There he is, Mike Palm, VP of Operation at Circa, the D Golden Gate. We tell you all about it every day, but if you haven't been down here, get down here soon. And more coverage here to come.